On the adult heart, it's going to be calcified, so it's the what? Ligament arteriosus. So we got the aorta connected to the pulmonary trunk by the what?
The
ligament arteriosus, which is cool. Now, this structure right here, we know what that is, Mr. Gilmore. That's the superior vena cava. If we know that, look at this structure and look at this structure. Those ribs, the ribbed area, show you what that is. This is a right auricle. This is a left auricle. The auricle sits over the aorta. I'm sorry, the atrius. Does that make sense? So I got a right auricle and I got a what? Left auricle. If that much is true, Mr. Gilmore, anytime you tag a vessel on the heart, all we're going to call that is coronary vessels. So anytime I tag this, that's going to be a coronary vessel. Now, can you take this a little further, Mr. Gilmore? I got all that. That ain't the hard part. Okay, fine. If that much is true, this chamber right here has to be the right atrium. This has to be the what? Right ventricle. This has to be the what? Left atrium. This has to be the left ventricle. We home free. Whether you believe it or not, we can tell you everything that goes on. Good. If this is the right atrium, what sits on top? The right what? Auricle. Now here's the thing I need to know, Mr. Gilmore. What connects this right atrium to the right ventricle? You already know that. That's the tricuspid valve. But if I have tendons, that's going to be what called coordinate tendinate. So the coordinate tendinate connect the tricuspid valve to this muscle right here. The muscles that pull on these coordinate tendinate are called papillary muscles. So I got papillary muscles, coordinate tendinate, tricuspid valve. Can't get that wrong. But Mr. Gilmore, going back to circulation, when I leave the right ventricle and I got to go to the lungs, I got to go through the pulmonary trunk, this cute thing right here is called semilunar pulmonary valve. Semilunar pulmonary valve, because that's the entryway into the pulmonary trunk. Then the pulmonary trunk is into left and right. Now the pulmonary trunk, Mr. Gilmore, if you was to tag this, that could be a pulmonary what? Artery. It's taken away. So this is a pulmonary artery. So that makes these structures pulmonary veins. Does that make sense? Sounds good to me. So the pulmonary vein is going to bring the blood and dump it right back into the left atrium. The left atrium fills up and it has an auricle on it. It just spills its blood through this other valve. The bicuspid or mitral valve. What's attached to it? Those cute things called what? Coordinate tendinate. Well, Mr. Gilmore, what are going to be the things that connect from wall to wall? Trabeculate tendinate. Trabeculate tendinate. Now, I got these cute little things that attach to some muscles. So those are going to be called coordinate tendinate. Mr. Gilmore, what happens when I need to leave the blood and I need to enter into this aorta? That's going to be what you can't see right here. That's why I have to tag it on the real heart. That's going to be the aortic valve. Fair enough? That's really the heart in a nutshell. The rest of the things I already have to know. Watch this right here. Coming out this in the aorta, the aortic arch. The first vessel I come to is brachiocephalic. The first vessel I come to is brachiocephalic. If that brachiocephalic, Mr. Gilmore, this has to be right subclavian. This has to be right common carotid. That makes this left common carotid, left subclavian. I can't get that wrong. The only other thing that I need to look at on this model is this back part. If I put something right here, what is that? Transverse. Transverse fissure. I had a longitudinal fissure in the front and I had a transverse fissure in the back. Now, what's this structure? Good. Superior vena cava. Because this one right here is inferior vena cava. We got that already locked and loaded, Mr. Gilmore. Now, you learned it in lecture. Now you've seen it in the lab. Now you've seen it on the model. The next thing I want to do is get steroids up here.